what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Roy, accompanied by the one, the only, the Dominican bad man, Sergio, aka the floor price guy. And we're Combat Sport Guys coming back to you with another UFC full card breakdown, this time in the form of UFC Abu Dhabi. Robert Whittaker takes on Rene the Ritter in a 5-round bout. Some good card, a lot of decent scraps. But before we get into that full card breakdown, let's talk about last week UFC 318. Holloway taking on Dustin Poirier for their last dance. How you doing, my man? There will be timestamps in this video before you speak. There will be timestamps in this video so you guys can fast forward. We're going to go over last week how well we did, how the picks went, how the bets went, what we gave you at Dog Money, and then we're going to get into the full card breakdown. As always, follow us on X, smash the subscription, smash the like. Let's get into it. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, brother, because we yapping in this fight. We were yapping before part of this, and I'm like, we got a lot of gold nuggets. But yeah, man, 318 happened, and what a card, right? Like finishes off the bat. Like, how do we even start with this? You want to start with the prelims and go our way up?
Yeah, real quick, first fight, Judice versus Cagliari. We both had Judice to win that fight. The thing that I like about her is she utilizes her footwork well. She manages the range well, and she's light on her feet. So it's somebody to look out for in the future. She's on a 2-fight win streak. She beat Eunice Dubin last time out. So, impressive win. She got the finish just before the over 2.5. I had an over 2.5 bet, right? She got it right before that in the third round. She got the KO. So yeah, Judice looked good, man. What you think?
I mean, I had her on a parlay, but my parlay didn't hit because fucking Kevin Holland, everybody, and Collie, and what do you call it? Holland even came on and said it. Sorry, I fuck y'all parlays. Of course you fucked our parlay, bro. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is Judice did great. I just start saying that's something that I habitually I do. Bro, her footwork reminded me of TJ Dillashaw. Like, it was so clean, so in the pocket. If she continues this trajectory, like, she's going to have a phenomenal career. So, I mean, look, give her a top 15. With that footwork, bro, we need
Well,
more.
she was also at home. There was other factors that, kind of aided her in that, right? She was fighting at home. She had the crowd behind her. But, yeah, someone to look out for, man. Let's see who they give her next. Maybe inch that way towards the top 20, top 15. And then we'll see. Future's bright, man. Jackson McVeigh taking on Bruno Ferreira. I said it in the pre-fight analysis. Initially he was supposed to fight Cedricus Dumas in his UFC debut, right? And then it got shuffled around. He was given somebody else who missed weight, and then this is a tall task to take on in Bruno Ferreira, right? Bruno Ferreira is good, man. He has the striking power. He has the judo background. He has the submission threat. He's real good, man, and he proved that, right? He got the first round submission.
He wasn't bad. Mcghee looked comfortable in there. Mcghee had a good range, but you could tell that he was a little bit shy. He was a little bit timid, shy. But yeah, I mean, a shout out for Ferreira. Like, I think Ferreira took him down or initiated or did he reverse the position? But he got on that submission quick.
Yeah, he got it on it quick. And then we had some heavyweights going at it. Ryan Spann taking on Lucas Dresky. It kind of went how we expected it to go, right? Ryan Spann, he looked on form, but still can't trust him.
It can't, bro. Like, the signs that this man was throwing, even for a second there, like, he was patient. He took his time. He didn't really unload the gun. I think he could have unloaded the whole chamber and he would have been fine. But he kind of learned from his mistake in his last fight. Like, I got to pace myself. I can't be throwing overhands like that. And, I do. And we'll talk about the bets that landed after this. But I think, we knew Gautier and Spann were going to finish. And we were so confident we put it under 1 round. So that's that. That's
under a round and a half. Yep, under a round and a half. And then we had Jimmy Crute getting his first dub in the UFC. Kind of what I was leaning towards when we were breaking down the fight. He utilized his grappling, he got the fight down on the ground, and he got the submission victory. Yeah, he looked good, man. I mean, Pragnio, he has that karate base, right? He's not the best grappler, but it is what it is.
I just don't like his tank. Like, I had a bet with Crute as well. I kind of like I was like, you know what, he was gonna get him out. He's gonna get him out in the first round. Remember I talked about it in the pod, in the show. Like if he has a
Mhm.
chance, he has a first round chance. We got him out in the first round. The issue with Crude is like I don't think Crude is ready for that higher caliber, that top 10. What do you put him against? That's because with Rodolfo, man, he looked like shit. Let's be honest. After that second round, so I would like Crude to work on your cardio a little bit more because
Yeah, get on the
he
bike.
was fading a little bit in that first round.
No, you're not wrong. He was fading. He does have a cardio concern because in that fight against Balato, the first round he looked good, and then he came out the second round. He looked pretty kind of like the tides had changed, right? His cardio
Yeah.
wasn't there.
And so I'm hedging the bet that it's similar to this, that if Crew takes Pacino down and, starts doing all this crazy shit on the ground, when he comes up, he's fatigued, tired, Pacino takes advantage. But,
Cracking it,
got him out of
cracking it.
there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And next up we had Fugit taking on Dulatov. Ooh, I fucking butchered that.
Yeah,
He
do it.
ended up
What's
getting
up?
the victory via KO. What did you think of his performance, man? Hit him with that left hook, and then he finished it with the ground and pound punches.
Another first
Kind of what we predicted for his UFC debut, right?
another first round finish. I think it was spectacular. Like this
Hmm.
guy was like a minus 700. Like it was just insane what this guy was. The finish was there. This kid is that good. This kid is very very good. So
Yeah, we
we'll
had a
see.
bet on him for inside the distance.
Yeah, I had him on a parlay too. Like I said, I had a golden parlay, and Kevin fucked it up. But we knew that like this kid was like serious, and he looks like he's a baby. Like he has that baby face of model,
Yeah,
whatever the fuck it is. But
and then we had a Tiba Gaultier knocking out Robert Valentine. Kind of what everybody had. Everybody had a bet on a Tiba Gaultier first round KO. It was kind of like free money. So Tiba Gaultier, he has that real power. People are calling him the mini Francis Ngannou. He looks good, man. We'll see. He hasn't been truly tested yet, but we'll see who they give him next and how that matchup shapes up.
yeah, and I mean, look, tough veterans like this. Valentine's a tough veteran, I think.
No,
Kid,
Valentine this is like his third fight. He's off
yeah,
the
he does
Ultimate
not look
Fighter.
good, bro. No, that's what I mean. But he comes from tough, right?
Yeah,
He came
the
from
Ultimate
tough.
Fighter.
He did not look good. Like he just looked like a deer in the headlights. Like, bro, you gotta do something. Like, if you're gonna take a fight like this, you gotta. And like, it's easier for me to say, like, but um, yeah, you're getting paid. Like this, we knew he was gonna shell up, and when
Yeah,
he started to connect and he started to shell, and he started to run because he started running, right? He started to kind of run outside, and then he was just like uppercut, fucking going crazy on that. This was a plus 120 finish for Gautier under one
yeah,
round.
yeah. Plus money, and then next up we had a fight in Nikolai Varentenikov taking on Francisco Prado. This fight pissed me off because you know, depending on how you score it, you could have it 1-1 going into the third, right? How does the fight go into the third round? How do you secure four takedowns in the third round, right? And then get into positions of advantages when Vertenikov is on top. You scramble, you secure the mount. How do you lose that third round, right? Like I don't understand how the judges scored that, how they gave it to Varentenikov. He looked visibly more. I mean, they both look gassed, right? I mean, you can say that they both look gassed, but yeah, man, weird decision. I had Francisco Prado winning it, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah, and it was displayed. I had Francisco. Well, if I could go back, I would have put money on Francisco. I think it was the damage, but Francisco took over that second round. Like he took over. Um, here's the beauty about this particular round, right? Like, and it's good to get stats now that
Mhm.
24 to 26. So yeah, you have to give it Nikolai by 2 rounds. But do we dismiss the takedown? Are we dismissing? And that's the thing about it, right? Like, so also like maybe it was octagon control, octagon like forward pressure. So yeah, that second round is what kind of halted it. Francisco just the only thing happened, and when Francisco would go take the back, he was too high, and he just wanted that back. But also, I told you on DMs, Francisco Prado is small for that division.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. He's a little undersized, but I mean, he's still young. He's 23. Maybe he gets cut. Maybe he goes on the regional scene, rack up some wins and then comes back. We'll see. He's still
Um,
young, though. His ceiling's high. And then
um,
next up, we had Brendan Allen beating Marvin Vittori via unanimous decision. Another one of those fights that, depending on how you look at it, you can go either way, right? I think, stats wise, Marvin Vittori threw more significant strikes, right? The issue is, and one of the things we talk about is we don't fully know what the judges are, what the criteria is for the judges, right? When it comes to judging these fights, right? And I think like in the first round, Marvin Vittori was bleeding. Brandon Allen hit him with I think it was a jab or an uppercut that had his nose bleeding, right? And then from then on, he was bleeding for the majority of the fight. So when judges look at that, they see, oh, that's damage, right? Damage inflicted, forward pressure from the other fighter. So they probably weigh that more than the other thing than the other variables. And I don't know, Marvin Vittori looked good, man. His takedown defense looked good, his get up game looked good, his striking looked good. It's just, one thing that he needs to work on, and one thing that I wanted to mention is his footwork, man. His footwork. He has good striking, right? He can't get knocked out. He has that blockhead. He has that dynamite chin. He just needs to focus more on his footwork, I would say, and kind of, get his head movement going, man. Because when you're flat footed like that and you're just lunging your strikes, it doesn't look too good, man.
Gotta lock in, brother. And like the one thing he went to social media and he's like, hey, well, how did I fuck up? Because I think I won that fight. And then he was having several tweets, and I appreciate that because then he said, maybe I need to be a little bit more urgent. And that's what I feel that was happening. That like uh, even here, like we could see that Brandon landed him in the fourth, right? Even
In the
that
fourth,
first round, sorry, the
in the
second round, my apologies.
oh
Even the first round was close, but the damage goes to Allen
yeah,
plus the
to
takedown. So I think the decided factor was the takedowns, but it was also the fact that Allen was the one pressing forward at a
yeah.
lot of times. So I think there's also that. So I would like to see Vittori with a little bit of urgency. Um, if that fight would have been anywhere else, it could have been Vittori. Like, let's be honest with you.
Yeah, depending on where they were fighting, right? And Allen was the hometown boy. He got the nod, but 30-27 is kind of crazy to me. I would have given it 29-28, but
There
it
was a,
is.
there was a tweet that surfaced that when they made this fight back in when they were trying to make the fight in 2024 at the beginning of the year, I said put the house on Vittori, and then somebody dragged into the comments and found that, and it's like, do you still feel that way? Do you feel after a year and a half, do you still feel like you should? And I'm like, I'm not as confident as before because a year, like when I said that, Vittori was on a streak, man. It was a phenomenal force, but he had the Lois, and then he had now Allen. So,
Deletes it, yeah, deletes it. He lost to in a 5-round fight.
which I mean, he was doing good, but it wasn't enough. It was not.
Yeah. And then next up, we had our featured prelim. We had Vinicius Oliveira defeating Kyler Phillips via unanimous decision. Uh, I don't think Kyler Phillips is beating the allegations, man. He's a one-round fighter. He
Yep.
looks phenomenal in the first round. He's fast. He has good pop. His combinations are good. His footwork is good. And then something happens to him in the second round where he just looks like a completely different fighter. And Vinicius Oliveira was, very disrespectful in that fight. He has his hands low, lead leg forward, just moving forward, stalking him. He had Phillips on skates, right? And then he was just putting the pressure on him. And in the first round, it was interesting because I told you in DMs that, Oliveira is kind of letting him do his thing, knowing that he gasses out. And in the second round, he's going to have more output, more volume, and then push the pace. And that's exactly what he did, right? He started stalking him more in the second round, had him hurt, I think, in the third round, didn't get the finish, got
Yep.
the nod. I agree with the decision.
I agree so too. So like my contingency was Phillips was gonna do harm in the first round, but like he was very hesitant and he blew the whistle like Rob Font. I mean, where do you go from here with him? You gotta check out that cardio, man. You gotta check out that condition, and you gotta really
Yeah.
like work on it because like Oliveira should have tired out too because I'm banking he's gonna take him to the second round. He's gonna apply that pressure. But
Hmm.
bro, you saw like Oliveira was a man, bro. Oliveira was just like
Yeah.
he just likes to fight, bro. Like, did you know Oliveira's a rapper? You know that? He
I did
raps.
not know that.
He's a rapper. He's a rapper that likes to get on people's faces, and bro, he's aggressive, and I mean, hands down, let's
Yeah,
go.
hands down, moving forward. He has that drunken style. Like, oh, he looks like he's hurt at times. He looks like he's tired, and then he just picks it up. So, yeah, good scrap,
You
good
know what's
win.
crazy? That even though, and we'll go after the segment to Johnson and Zolliver, even though Phillips, could we agree that Phillips won that first round?
I agree that he looks good in the first round. Yeah,
But did he win it?
I have to go back and look at it again, but I would say he looked good.
The reason why is that when he was during the last minute, you could tell that he was a little bit tired. But bro, when you could check the odds, it was like a minus 400 for
Well,
Oliver.
there was a moment in his when he was in his corner, and they're like, "You gotta get into him. You gotta get in. You gotta get in his face. You gotta close." And he's like, I can't." Like he was running away towards the end of that fight, man.
But that's why
He was in full survival mode.
that was the minus 400. But like,
Yeah.
then go full takedown, go full kamikaze, bro. But like, yeah, that was bad, bro. That's you see, you're the UFC and you see that you're like CJ Vergara vibes, right? CJ Vergara.
Who tweeted that somebody's the CJ Vergara? Ode Osborne. Who was he talking
Buddy
about?
Osborne.
Who was he talking about?
Who was it? I think it was Phillips.
No, it wasn't Philip. It was some. I think it was the card before, but that was a hilarious tweet. He said he's the.
Let's see, bro. That was a good tweet, bro. That was a good tweet.
Go down. That was a hilarious tweet.
Let me see. Bro, that tweet was a banger, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, I think he deleted it. That was a banger, bro.
Yeah. So move on here to Daniel Selhuber taking on Michael Johnson. Daniel Selhuber looked like he discovered how to throw a leg kick and then didn't know what to do after it, man. My man was spamming that leg kick, hitting the arms of Michael Johnson, and he didn't do anything after the fact. He didn't set up any combinations. He didn't set up any takedowns. He didn't do anything. And Michael Johnson was able to, get his jab going, get his footwork going, and he beat him, man, via unanimous decision. He had him hurt at one point. He dropped him. I think it was the first round or second round. He dropped him. I think it was in the first round. He dropped him.
No, I think it was the second.
It was the second round, right? Second round, he got the knockdown. So, yeah, man, Daniel Selhuber, very disappointing. It's interesting because him and Esteban Ribovic had the fight of the year last year, and then they both lost their following fights. So interesting. Yeah. I just thought that was interesting. But yeah, Michael Johnson, man, he's proven to us that even at his old age, at 39 years old, man, he still got it. We'll see what's next for him.
And it's funny because DC was speaking to him, and DC was like fading him out. I was like, "Weren't you 39 when you won the belt?" And he's like, don't make me. But it's like it's also heavyweight. It's you're not fighting at lightweight. Like, you're fighting lightweight killers. And I predicted Johnson was going to win, however, not by what he was supposed to win.
Yeah.
The decision was there. It was like a plus 1,000 on the KO, and for moments, I think he dropped him 2 times. It was there. It was that reach.
Yeah.
And Johnson just reminded us, like, it's just not time. I also think Selhuber is still not there. He's not fully entered into his prime yet. He's still, he's still a kid. He's still young. Even when he was like doing the interviews, bro, you could be, I'm gonna buy that car. I'm gonna do this, and he's like very like, it's a kid versus Johnson. Johnson's nasty.
Well, it's a 13-year difference, yeah.
Yeah, when you go to a war like remember Justin Gaethje versus Johnson, bro? Come on now, you gotta.
Remember Khabib versus Johnson?
Oh, bro, we don't talk about that.
When Khabib said, "I need this, brother. I need this, brother. I need this more than you, brother."
I deserve it. I deserve it.
He's like, "Give up, brother. What are you doing, brother? Come on, I need this."
Like, I put this. I was cooking, and I put the Khabib and Conor press conference, and my wife is like, "Babe, is Khabib back?" And I'm like, "Nah, babe. It's just the dark press conference is good, bro."
What's crazy that you mentioned that? On my YouTube, on my personal YouTube account, I was getting suggested Khabib versus McGregor press conferences And I was like, maybe it's because you were watching it. I don't know. It's weird.
I
It's
was
weird that I got.
I got hit with that because that turned into John Jones versus DC too, and then
Yeah.
I was watching the Nate Diaz and Connor. That gets so nasty.
Do you remember why because you mentioned DC and John? Do you remember how their whole beef started, DC and John?
Because yes, there was a press conference that happened,
No,
and
no.
John and DC, they got close, and what happened was that DC put what was it? DC got close to John, so John put his fucking face on DC's
No,
face.
that's not that
DC
was before,
put his
that was
neck.
after, but that was after. The reason their hatred, the reason their feud started was because John met DC
The
backstage
wrestler.
and he said, "I bet you I could take you down."
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
And DC got offended, bro. And ever since then, they just didn't like each
nah,
other. Isn't
you
that
said
petty?
that,
Isn't that petty?
bro. But did you see the Chael Sonnen and what do you call it? DC tough that they're playing kind of like this tennis game.
Yeah,
And
I saw
he's
that. I saw
petty,
clips of
bro.
that.
He goes to the referee. I didn't do.
Yeah, and then they show the replay, and his fucking foot's over the line.
Yeah, yeah. So that being said, that's what we're talking about. Like sometimes you gotta be petty to be.
Yeah, so this main card was pretty interesting. We had 4 dogs winning, and then the favorite won the main event. So next up, we had Patricio Pitbull defeating Dan Ige via unanimous decision. Pitbull, he looked like Pitbull of the old, right? He got some takedowns in. He looked good on the feet.
Good.
Uh, my thing is, like, prior to the fight, when you say, "Oh, I'm gonna bring out the killer. I'm gonna bring out this. I'm gonna be an animal," and then you kind of, what a lot of people would say is a boring fight, right? I think a lot of people on X were disappointed with how the fight went between them two, but he did what he had to do to get it done, man. I don't think Pitbull's gonna be challenging for a title. I think he's gonna. Was Dan Ige ranked? Wasn't he like 13 or 14?
It was 11, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was like 11 because with the win, he entered the racket and he's like number 12
Yeah.
now.
So just give Pitbull fun fights, man. Give him good fights. Give him fun fights. Give him. He has a place on a card. Uh, but yeah, I don't think he's gonna be challenging for a belt in the
No,
U.S.
you shouldn't. Like Pitbull is like too OG. He makes a lot of money too.
Yeah.
I picked Pitbull on the day of the fight because you start to see all these guys lose and win, and you're like, something has to give. And that Ige is a good fighter, but he's not a top fighter. He hasn't
Yeah.
figured. When a fighter,
He's always been in that like middle ground.
yeah. Even like with the Woodson win, like I had Ige, but I know Woodson is still not there, and Dan got it done, and like I remember. It was a stoppage. There was something related to a stoppage that
It was stupid, bro. He was on one knee moving up, and then the ref stopped the fight. I remember that fight. I was very upset how the ref stopped the fight.
And that's the thing about it. If you're on the better line, you're just like. But that's why one of the things going forward, I wish the UFC had. If you stop a fight, bro, there should be some level of access for you to kind of look at the monitor, and if you stopped it, just replay it again. Like try to get him back in the position. Anyways, let's go with the biggest letdown of the night.
Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez, right? Kevin Holland, I think everybody had picked him to win because he has more tools, right? He's good on the ground. He's good off his back. He has the jiu-jitsu. He has the striking. Daniel Rodriguez is mainly known as a boxer, right? With good technique. He's a scrapper. Starting off that fight, like when I saw them both in the octagon, I said, Daniel Rodriguez looks pretty big. He looks pretty. He didn't look like a welterweight to me. He looked like a middleweight. And Kevin Holland did have some difficulties taking him down early on, right? And that fight went back and forth. Daniel Rodriguez had him hurt. Holland had him hurt in the third round. But one of the things that I was impressed with Daniel Rodriguez is that he was able to scramble in situations where the fight was on the ground. He even secured the mount over Holland at one point, right? Which was pretty impressive. But yeah, he got the victory, man. He looked good. Kevin Holland, it makes me wonder, like, how much fighting so frequently could have an effect on him, right?
Yeah, man.
If he's fighting every 2 months, is he getting the necessary rest that he needs? Is he getting is he training effectively for these fights, or is he just taking these fights, right?
He's taking him. I just think he's taking him. He looked flat tonight, man. He did not look because Who would win, Vicente Luque or Rodriguez? Who would he prior to this fight? He would have given to Vicente. Let's be honest here, because the Rodriguez that fight Morono, and you know this, was not that Rodriguez that showed up. This is the best version. And here's the thing: this is the best version of Rodriguez, and one of the worst versions of Kevin Holland at welterweight. And that is my issue with that, because Kevin, he just looked a little bit flat. And then the games that he was playing, like, because Kevin is known as a blitz fighter. He'll go in that first round and throw crazy shit, but it wasn't effective. Rod even kind of hurt him in the first round.
And he wasn't doing what he normally does. Like, he wasn't talking. Like, normally when he's fighting these guys, he's talking shit in the middle of the octagon. He's throwing his jab. You know, like, he's kind of like getting in, playing mind games, and he wasn't doing that.
It's so, I mean, for us, it's good because maybe in this next fight, you see the odds of Holland, like Gunnar Nelson, and
Well, depends who he fights.
yeah,
Yeah.
it depends who he fights, but it's similar. Maybe you get him one of those guys. But Rodriguez looked like the best version of himself. Rodriguez is just weird, man. Like, he's just one of these guys, like, that just gets it done. So yeah, shout out to Rodriguez. Shout out to the people that put money on Rodriguez, because holy shit, fucked up a lot of parlays.
Well, yeah, Zellhuber, Holland, and Kopylov messed up a lot of people's parlays, right? And then next up we had Paulo Costa, who looked like Paulo Costa of old, right? He was throwing those vicious leg kicks to the body. One of the things he did really well. He attacked the body of Kopylov, right?
Yeah.
You know, he attacked the body of him. He inhibited his forward movement, and he looked good, man. He looked fast. He looked strong. His cardio looked good. Yeah, he looked like Costa of old.
I like Costa. I always like Costa. It's just Costa.
Well, what do you mean by that? You're attracted to him or what?
Ricky Martin, bro. It's Ricky Martin, bro. I showed up and it's like, oh, Hamza had the little sabbatical. Like, your girl, what is it? Your girl was texting me, Habibi. And, I commented, Ricky Martin is coming for you. The boys had to pull the Israel Adesanya hump tweet when Adesanya kind of hummed them on top. But here's the thing about it, brother. Going into that fight, and I told you this, Costa is a fucking lock. I'll say this. Kevin Holland put me fucking down, and I was able to grab the money that I had and go heavy on Costa. So it was expected. Like, and that's the thing, bro. Like, let's be honest with you. Kopylov had a tough fight against Chris Curtis. Come on, bro. And then in the broadcaster, bro, they're Sambo. My man's is a fighting. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Costa's still top 10. Respect my guy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he went to life and death with Sean Strickland, so we'll see what happens, man. Next up, we had Max Holloway defeating Dustin Poirier. Kind of expected, man. It was a lot of what we had talked about, when you look at their first fight, we mentioned that, their first fight was his debut. Poirier got the takedown, submitted him. Second fight, Holloway took it on short notice. He wasn't fully a lightweight. He moved up. He fought him. He got defeated. And, he won some rounds in that fight. But what the key differentiating factor in that fight compared to this one is that Poirier, one, had more power. He was bigger. And two, he secured, I think, a key takedown in that fight, right? So he incorporated some wrestling in that fight. This fight, Holloway, as I mentioned, was going to mix it up more. He threw a lot of kicks to the leg, a lot of kicks to the body. He worked the body, and he had him hurt, man. He had him hurt. And I think in that first round, he dropped him. He had him hurt. And then in that second round, was it the second or the third when they both kind of dropped each other, like one after the other?
Second.
It was the second round, right? So it was a good fight, man. I agree with the decision. The last 10 seconds, Holloway pointed to the center of the octagon. They were both kind of anticipating it. They start to exchange. Poirier feels the heat. He feels the speed, and he just gets in the clinch. He said, yo, we're going to wrestle, brother. I'm not going to be on a highlight. I'm not going to go out like this. So, nothing's taken away from Poirier. Kind of went how we expected. It was going to be a war. It was going to be a good fight. It was going to be entertaining. But Holloway, man, he looks good at lightweight. Like, his speed, his power, his technique is good, man. I like Holloway at lightweight. I think him moving down to featherweight, I'm going to die on this hill, was a bad decision, right?
We called it. We called it Holloway, and it's just Holloway at 145 is not the same Holloway at 155. right?
Yeah.
And then we talked about it. What happens? They lost 7 years ago. Yeah, but Holloway wasn't a lightweight. He was a guy that just like ate a couple of what do they have in Hawaii? What is it? The Hawaiian chimichangas. What is the Hawaii chimichangas in
Hawaiian
Hawaii?
chimichangas, bro. Bro, you just
Like,
insulted a bunch of Hawaiian viewers right now, brother. The
that's
little
crazy.
viewers that we have, bro, you just insulted them, bro. They're not gonna watch this anymore because
No,
you
but,
said
but what I mean
Hawaiian
is, what
chimichangas.
is like? Yeah, I mean, I'm
Spam musubi.
respectfully, brother. Listen, I'm Latino, bro. I can get away with that one, bro. To
You
be
cannot
honest,
get away with it, brother. I'm not letting you get away with it, bro.
that's
I'm
crazy.
grabbing you by the tail
Listen, let
right
me
now.
finish my
I'm
thought.
grabbing you by the tail right now. That little the butt plug you have inserted with the tail on it, bro. I'm
Let it go,
grabbing
let
it
it
right
go,
now,
bro.
bro.
Let it go. Let me cook. Let me cook. But that yeah, he just bulked up properly, and the I mean, you were fucking trolling this weekend after he won because so many people wrote Poirier has his number, and I'm like, bro, we bet on fucking Poirier to knock Max out, but we
Yeah,
do understand.
MMA Twitter is toxic, man. Like, you put a tweet out and then some you put a tweet out, man, and then people just immediately they put the gif of Poirier knocking him out. It's just like, what are we doing, guys?
You know what we're doing, bro. We max bidding, but let me to answer so kind of to finish my thought. It Dustin hasn't looked the same. You feel
He
me?
hasn't. If you look at his last three fights, I mean, he lost to Justin Gaethje, right?
Mm-hmm.
He lost to Justin Gaethje. He got the head kick. I think he lost via KO, and then up against Benoit Saint Denis, he was losing until he had that one punch knockout, right? Like he found that shot puncher's chance, knocked him out, and then
Yeah,
against Islam Makhachev, people say, oh, it was close. He gave Islam Makhachev a tough time, but Islam Makhachev was beating him on the feet, man. And
yeah.
he's not primarily a striker, so he hasn't looked good lately. I agree with you, and I think all signs were pointing towards Holloway winning, man. I couldn't see Poirier retiring with the BMF belt. It would have just been weird.
Would have been a bit weird, eh? So okay.
So that's the card breakdown. Go over the bets, show the people the bets. So we have consistently been giving you guys dog money parlays, dog money props, dog money lines. Like you look at that Ferreira sub, I think it was at a plus 200, if I'm not mistaken. I forget. It was at a plus 200. Span under 1.5 was plus money. Dolatov was minus 115, I believe. Gaultier KO round one was plus 120. Paulo Costa money line was plus 190. Holloway money line minus 127. Holloway by decision was plus money at a plus 220. And then Holloway Poirier over 4.5 rounds was a prop as well. And then looking at the live parlays, this is something that my man hit over here. Go ahead.
For sure.
Oh,
Oh, you're waiting for me. Sorry about that, champ.
yeah.
I actually just put a six bet parlay. You'll like this bet, bro. You're gonna like this bet. But I was gonna say is yeah, man. I mean, Jadis, Ferreira, Span, Crude, and Dulad. It was there, bro, and it was cool. It was the prelim killers, which was insane. So I did put a bet. I did this, but then I did Mcghee, but I didn't really share it. Mcghee totaled it up to like 1,000. So it is what it is. I think my most confidence ones was Gutierrez and Spam. Like I said before, at a plus 494 was amazing. It
It's
was
good
good.
money, man. It's good
Yeah,
money. It's hard enough to hit a two piece parlay, right? A 2-leg parlay, but to hit a 5-leg parlay, I mean that's impressive in my opinion, right?
that was
A
good.
lot of people throw out these parlays and it's always off by one, off by I mean, we've seen it happen to us multiple times, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah, bro.
we gave you a 5 fighter parlay for a plus 210, but we also gave you a 2-leg parlay for a plus 494. So a lot of plus money, and that's something we're continuously going to be doing. We continuously look to do every week. We give you a prop bet. We give you prop bets. We give you money line bets, and we give you parlays. Typically, at dog money, or we try to be on the safer side, but we do get a little degen sometimes. As always, if you disagree, if you agree, make sure you let us know. And make sure you show some love on the X at Combat Sport Guys. We put that out towards the end of the
Okay.
week, right?
Very good. Before we go to the main card, I just put a Mac Daddy of a bet. Hear me out, bro. Hear me out. You ready?
I'm
I
listening.
landed I landed a 6-leg parlay for plus 388.
Give me 3 people on the parlay, and I'll tell you if it's hitting or not.
Carlos Leal,
Give me three people. Just three people. Don't give me the full
Le-
parlay. Give me three
Leal,
people.
Yan, and fuck. Those are my only two people from that card. But those are gonna win, hopefully though.
Oh, you did a parlay with another card?
My boy, I put in Tyra. I put in Vallejos.
Oh, okay. I see what you did. I see. Okay,
I
okay. Yeah.
did Hamza
I see what you did. All right.
and
Cool, cool, cool.
Devalishvili.
Cool,
So
cool, cool.
yeah, I liked it at a plus 38. I saw it. I'm like I said, one of the things we were kind of talking about is that I don't feel as confident in this card is it's a little bit of a fuck fuss of like there's either a lot of
There's a
money.
lot of good scraps. I mean, it could go either way, right? Like a lot, like that's the thing with fight nights and Apex cards. They put a lot of fights that can literally go either way. When you look at pay-per-view cards, it's a lot easier because the level of competition it's kind of skewed, right? So
Yeah.
it's easier to call those fights. But on these fight nights and Apexes, you have a lot of either debuting fighters, a lot of inconsistent fighters, a lot of people on skid. So it's really it's tougher to assess, but it's part of the game, right?
Yeah.
So kicking off the card, we have Martin Buday taking on Marquez Buchecha, who's making his UFC debut. Buday is 15-2-0 and is 4-5 last, beating Uran Saltibadaya via unanimous decision. Buchecha is 5-1-0 and is 4-5 last, beating Amir Ali Akbari via rear naked choke. Now, when you look at these two guys, right, Buchecha has an extensive Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, right? He's a no-gi champion who can fight up from his back or in mount. He has really good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His striking isn't the best, and his wrestling isn't the best, right? And he's gonna have to rely on being able, one, to take down Martin Buday, and two is to be able to stand and bang with him to find those entry points. Martin Buday, when you look at him, he's a big dude at 6'4", man, with a 77-inch reach. He it says he has 100% takedown defense, but he hasn't fought anybody with a wrestling threat really. But he has 100% takedown defense, and he has power behind his shots. He throws with intent. He has okay footwork for a heavyweight. He isn't that entertaining, but one of the things he does is he utilizes his weight and his size well. He'll push you up against the cage. He'll put his forehead on you. He'll utilize that dirty boxing. And I think, Buchecha, for as good as he is on the ground, I don't think his wrestling is that good to get it to the ground, right? So I'm gonna go with Martin Buday, man. I think he has more experience at the UFC level, and I think he's gonna win here.
Yeah, here's the issue. We are banking at the fact that Marcus Buchecha is going to come in and going to submit him in the first round. That's what the bet is, right? That's the most favorite odd. Like that's the best. Like that's one of the not the best odd, but like the most even odds you can get. That's at a plus 175, which I agree. If there's going to be damage done, you do it via there. However, what happens if you can't get out?
Yeah.
And I think Marta Buday will. I think he's one of these dogs that he might take it if he could pass the first round and champ. Maybe there's a bet out there that either goes like I don't know, like the one submission by Buchecha or knockout by Buday. I would go with that prop. I'm gonna go with Buday. I think
Yeah.
Buday kind of like lasts them out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
So,
think it goes the distance either. I gotta look. I gotta look at the props, but
oh
I
no,
don't
those boys at
think
heavyweight they go.
either one of those guys are gonna get finished.
But just to let you know, the decision
I'll probably do the over. What's the over 1.5?
over. The over is minus 130.
Okay, so they're expecting it to go over. Interesting.
I think it go. I think it gets done. But there's actually an even prop under 1.5. I'll gladly smack a little bit of money on that even though. I
Yeah.
think it goes under 1.5. It doesn't. Yeah. Okay.
So
Move
you're
on.
going with Martin Boudet? All right. Move
Yeah,
on
but
to our next fight
it's
here.
under. It's under. Yeah.
We got our next fight here. Mohamed Yaya taking on Stephen Nguyen. Yaya is 12-5-0 and is 3-5 last, losing to Kwai Fernandez via KO. Nguyen is 9-2-0 and is 3-5 last, losing to Jarno Aarons via unanimous decision. Yaya, he has poor striking defense. He receives twice as much as he throws. He's a tough guy, low volume, doesn't really. I don't really think he's good anywhere. Like, we look at his fight against Kwai Fernandez. Kwai Fernandez was able to beat up that calf with those kicks, man. And, you know,
Yeah.
Kwai Fernandez looked really good up against, I think it was Goram Kutataladze, UFC London. He was able to beat him there, 30-27. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he's that great. Nguyen, when you look at him, he's well rounded. He has good striking. He has decent pop, speed, okay footwork. He can also grapple. He mixes in his takedowns nicely. His takedown defense should be able to hold up here. Shao, Yaya try to incorporate some wrestling. I think Nguyen's gonna win here, man. I think he's the better overall fighter. He has more tools.
Yeah, and Nguyen is the lock. Is the lock. I don't like those that minus 370. Like I said, that's the reason why I don't like this card is because you're getting these odds that they're not close. They're dangerous odds.
Mm-hmm.
So if you start banking on the fact, well, this guy is a minus 375, and then you bet on Peter Yan minus 400, you bet on the other guy, you're still like I want plus money, champ. Give me plus money.
Yep.
But yeah, we're
Next,
gonna go with in
Nguyen.
Nguyen.
We're gonna go with Nguyen. Next up, we have a light heavyweight bout. We have Ibo Aslan, Turkish Power, taking on Billy Elekana. Aslan is 14-2-0 and is 4-5 last, losing to Ion Kutalaba via submission. Elekana is 7-2-0 and is 3-5 last, losing to Bogdan Guskov via KO. Via submission, I'm sorry. When you look at Aslan, we know that he has power behind his strikes. He throws with volume. He has good striking technique. He's fast. He's powerful. He does have some issues regarding cardio if he's unable to get you out of there early on, right? Like in the second, third round, he does look visibly tired. He does wear down.
Cool. Billy?
Aslan.
Yeah.
Ibo Aslan. He was taken down by Kutalaba in his last fight and was submitted immediately, which was concerning, right? It kind of showcased his vulnerability on the ground. But up until that point, his takedown defense looked good. His get up game looked good. And he's one of those guys that I feel like he's probably working on that. He probably knows that that's an issue and he's probably going to work on that. He's going up against Elekana, who's coming off his UFC debut on short notice. He utilizes his length well and maintains range, doesn't necessarily push forward. He keeps it at range and allows you to dictate the pace until he gets in his reads and moves forward. His striking is good. In his UFC debut, he went against Guskov, who he was able to take down. He had the submission, he had it locked and tight, and then he just looked gas, right? He looked gas in the second round, third round. He was ultimately finished in that fight, but it was his UFC debut. It was on short notice, so we can't take that away from him. This is and it's going to be interesting, right? He's going it's striker versus striker. Billy Elekana with the full camp. He could look to play spoiler, but Ibo Aslan, what we've seen him do at Abu Dhabi is he's been successful there before. I think last time out he fought your boy Sekiria, right? The Brazilian 11-0. He knocked him out. So I think he gets back in the win column here. I think Aslan wins, man. I think
Yeah,
he
Aslan
finishes.
does win. I just didn't like the way Billy turtled up and fucking
Mm-hmm.
Bogdan just like it was just bad, bro. But that's the thing with conditioning in these guys, right? Like these heavyweight fighters are a little bit more of an issue. And I
Yeah.
know Ido did go to a decision, or what like with didn't go to a decision, but he went to a second and third round with Anton. I'm curious to see how this fight holds up, and the value prop here is like over plus 220. Like, do I really want to over 220 or under 300?
Yeah, I haven't looked at those yet. So,
Yeah, we'll see.
all
We'll,
right.
we'll
So you're
see.
going with Aslan. We're both on the side of Ibo Aslan to get it done. I think he puts him out of there, man. I think he knocks him out. So we'll look at that prop. We'll see. We'll put some money on that.
Yep.
Next up, we have Amanda Ribas taking on Tabitha Ricci. Ribas is 12-6-0 and is 2-5 last, losing to Mackenzie Dern at the start of the year via submission. Ricci is 11-3-0 and is 3-5 last, losing to Janan Yan via unanimous decision. Ribas, she has solid striking. I think she's the better striker of the two. She can grapple. She has solid BJJ. She's well rounded. This fight is at 115 pounds. She has dabbled in other divisions, right? But I think she looks better here. This is her weight class. She has solid takedown defense at 83%, and she has good cardio. Ricci, when you look at her, she's a good grappler. She's a pressured forward grappler. And once she gets to the ground, she works. She looks for submissions. She didn't look too good against Xiao Zhanan, which, In that fight, we were banking on the fact that, she was gonna shoot for takedowns, she's gonna utilize that pressure, but she only shot for 3 takedowns, was only secured one, and controlled her for 16 seconds. She strikes when she should wrestle. She has good cardio. She's in shape. If you see her on Instagram, you see her. She has good physique. She's in shape, but she doesn't utilize her wrestling as much as I like. And I think here both their ground game cancels out, right? So I think this might be a striking fight, and I think Ribas is gonna take it here. But I'm gonna go that it goes to a decision. But I got Ribas to win.
I got Ribas to win, and Ribas. I got her to win, but I'm looking at the odds. I might slap a little bit of a money line bet on this one, but at a minus 183, I don't like it because I feel that.
Nah, I'm staying away from money on both these because Ricci, if Ricci decides to come out and just wrestle, right, control, it could be long, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be a striking fight, man.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, will fight go the distance? Yes, minus 425. So
yeah, it's probably a safe bet.
Over, what's the over at a 2.5? You get a minus over 2.5, 500 under.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Oh, 400, 500, you're not touching that, man.
No, I'm trying to see value here. That's what I'm looking for. And then, I mean, maybe Ribas by points, but even that's like very risky too, right?
Yeah, I mean, if the odds are good,
They're not good. Minus 110 for points. A fighter that could easily, like, this could end in a submission too, right? Let's not forget that somebody can make a mistake and somebody can capitalize.
Yeah. So we're both going with Ribas to get it done here. We'll move on to our next bout. We got men's bantamweights going at it. We have Damon Blackshear taking on Davy Grant. Blackshear is 17-7-1 and is 3-5 last, beating Alan Tangel via unanimous decision. I probably butchered that name. Grant is 14-7-0 and is 3-5 last, beating Ramon Tavares via unanimous decision. That is the last time he fought. When you and me were talking, you said, yeah, Grant, you picked against him last time out. I did pick against him last time out, but he hasn't fought since. Blackshear is a submission specialist. Obviously, he has good striking. He has good submission skills, good ground game. Look at Grant. He's a versatile striker. He has the UFC experience. He utilizes his range really well. He has good leg kicks, nice boxing, and throws with volume. His strengths lie in his versatility right on the feet. He mixes in hooks, uppercuts, spinning attacks. He's resilient. He's never been knocked out. And he has good takedown defense at 61%. But I think Blackshear, he's going to look to grapple here. I think he gets it done, man. I like Blackshear. I think he's the younger fighter. He's 30 years old. He's probably entering into that prime. You got Davy Grant, who's 39 years old. When was the last time he fought, man? When was that last fight? That was
7 months ago, and that was
7 months. And then prior to that,
he beat your boy, Yo Marcos.
And then 1 year, and then look at Blackshear. When was his last 2 fights?
Oh, 2 months and a half ago.
Yeah, look how active he's been. I'm gonna go with the active younger fighter, man. I think Blackshear gets it done. He's probably gonna.
I'm gonna go with Grant, and I understand that he's a dog here, but I think there's value on Grant at a plus 260. I see value on Grant. I'm slapping a money line on Grant.
You got it. That's it. All right, you're gonna go with Grant. Right on. I'm going with Blackshear. You're going with Grant. Here we go. Muslim Salikhov taking on Carlos Leal. I mean, bro, this cat, 41 years old. Salikhov is 21-5-0 and is 3-5 last, beating Kanan San via KO. Leal is 22-6-0 and is 3-5 last, beating Alex Morono via KO. This is Carlos Leal's second time visiting Abu Dhabi. The first time he was I think he was robbed, right, against Fakhretdinov. I'm gonna go with Leal here, man. I think Leal should get him out of there, man.
Leal is the pick, bro. I'm not even gonna debate. Leal just looks so good, and I have him on that 6-fight parlay card. Bro, Muslim is good. He's not bad. I just think my boy's gonna come a little bit more bigger, faster, stronger. But let's see. I do like the knockouts of Kenan Song, Ponzi for split decision, but he does face a challenge now. This is a good fight. I'll be honest with you. So yeah,
I think Carlos Leal takes it, man. Thing I like about Leal is that has powerful striking, man. He has competent grappling. He has that Muay Thai background. He throws with volume. He has that bladed stance. He has speed. He's durable. I think he gets it done here,
Good
man.
condition too. We're dealing with a guy that has very good
Condition,
conditioning.
good condition. Throws nice leg kicks. Throws nice shots to the body. I'm gonna go with him to get it done. Next up, we have Bryce Mitchell making his bantamweight debut, taking on Saeed Nurmagomedov. No relation to Khabib for the people watching. Mitchell is 17-3-0 and is 3-5 last, losing to Gene Silva via ninja choke. Nurmagomedov is 18-4-0 and is 3-5 last, losing to Vinicius Oliveira via unanimous decision. As I mentioned, this is his bantamweight debut. Mitchell has solid grappling. He holds a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's an All-American. His wrestling allows him to control opponents on the mat, and he's he's durable. He has fought against some high-level strikers where he's able to weather those storms and those striking from them. He's going up against Saeed, who has versatile striking, he has really good speed, he has length, he has nice kicks, he manages distance as well. He has a solid submission game. In his loss to Vinicius Oliveira, he was out pressured, right? It looked like he was gassed in that third round, and he looked like he was out pressured and out volume in that fight. And Vinicius was the dog, and we had Vinicius. I think I had Vinicius. You had Saeed, so it worked in my favor. His takedown defense is at 62%. The last time he lost to a grappler was Barcelos. That was in, I don't even know. I think it was in 2019. Correct me if I'm wrong. And in that fight, Barcelos, who's a 5-time national Brazilian champion, only got 2 of 5 takedowns. So I was thinking about this fight. I was going back and forth, and I was looking at the numbers. Mitchell dropping down in weight, could affect his speed, right? And I don't see him getting takedowns and controlling Saeed. Saeed has a good ground game as well. He has good jiu-jitsu. He has nice ninja chokes, nice guillotine. I think he's going to be able to, piece him up on the feet, piece him up on the feet in the striking exchanges, get back up if Mitchell does get takedowns. But I think Saeed wins here, man. I'm going to go with Saeed.
I'm gonna go with Mitchell. I like Mitchell. I think that he should have been down at 135, brother. Brother, when you can make 135, why aren't you making it, brother? But brother fought Ilia Topuria and got submitted.
Yeah, but I'm tired of looking at people who lose to good people and be like, oh, this guy's good. No, if he was good, he would have won those fights, bro.
100%.
Right? 100%. He would have won those fights. It's like saying like, oh yeah, who's another fighter like that who's always been in that upper echelon, and it's like, nah, I'm not doing that anymore, man.
Oh, you don't do it. Let me do it. Let me cook on that one. Mitchell. It's not gonna be by I'm gonna go with Mitchell, but I'm gonna decide if it's gonna be a money line or minus 142 is pretty good for Mitchell. So yeah, that's it. There she wrote.
Next up, we have Nikita Krylov taking on Bogdan Guskov. Bogdan is the underdog at a plus 165, whereas Nikita's the favorite at a minus 190. Krylov is 30-10-0 and is 3-5 last, losing to Dominic Reyes via KO. Guskov is 17-3-0 and is 4-5 last, beating Billy Elekana via submission. What's the breakdown, man? Give it to me. Who you got?
Fuck. I mean, look, if you're talking about Dominic Reyes losing, like, this man's been out for like 2 years and a half, right? Dominic Reyes does have pop. Right now, you're looking at Nikita Krylov at a minus 185. So people are leaning on the fact that Guskov could, he could do some damage, some level of damage. He's been on a lot of finishing streak. So his last 3 fights, KO, and a submission. Well, I gotta go with Krylov, man. I think Krylov comes in, gets it done, and is going to give us a better performance than he did with Dominic Reyes.
Yeah, I think, as you mentioned, he's been out for 2 years. I think that fight was kind of like a little bit of octagon rust, right? A little bit of ring rust. And he didn't really get the wrestling going. He does have, Guskov. You can make the bet that Guskov can put him out because he does have power behind his shots, but Guskov does struggle when he gets taken down. He does have weak takedown defense. Like you look at Billy Elekana, he took him down. He couldn't work or get up from that. And you look at Krylov, he's a good wrestling. He has good striking. He sets up his takedowns well. I think he's going to come in here with that approach to wrestle more. So I'm gonna agree with. I'm gonna go with Nikita Krylov to get it done.
Let's go, baby. Listen, the winning team wants to welcome you, baby.
Next up, we have who's winning team? Krylov?
Me, bro. What are you talking about, bro? Like,
Oh,
come on,
womp 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 womp, bitch. Who told me that? Somebody told me that on Twitter. Womp womp, bitch.
bitch. That's funny.
Oh man, that's so funny. Um, Next up we have Asu Almabayev taking on Jose Ochoa. Jose Ochoa is coming in on short notice. Oh, with that one. Almabayev is 21-3-0 and is 4-5 last, losing to Manel Kape via KO, where he did suffer a couple of eye pokes, right? A couple of eye pokes, and then Manel Kape put the pace on him. Jose Ochoa is 8-1-0 and is 3-5 last, beating Cody Durden via KO. When you look at Almabayev, he has that wrestling backbone, right? He has 18 takedowns across his UFC fights, landing them at a 50% clip. When he gets the takedowns, he looks to control you. He looks to look for submissions. He did suffer that loss to Manel Kape, and that's because one, didn't he come in on short notice? No, he didn't come in on short notice. Both their opponents, they were on the same card, and both their
Yeah.
opponents dropped out. So, can't use that he was in on short notice. It was just a different matchup. Manel Kape, he was arguably going to go for the title, right? He was going to fight, I think, Brandon Royval, and then he dropped out. So, Manel Kape is good, right? And he was able to put him out in that fight. But it was kind of like a weird finish because the eye pokes and whatnot. But Almabayev is good with his wrestling. He's going up against Ochoa, who's a shoot the box guy. He can strike. He can fight well off his back. He has good takedown defense. He throws with volume and has a good gas tank. In his UFC debut up against Loner Kavanaugh, he did look a little hesitant. He did look a little nervous. But I think the jitters from that, and then he went into his second fight. He got his confidence up. He got the KO up against Cody Durden, and he looked good, man. His striking looked fast. His get-up game was good. His takedown defense was good. This is an interesting fight, right? Like everything says, Asu Almabayev should get back on track, right? He had that 18 fight win streak before it was taken. But then you look at Jose Ochoa, who's the surging contender, right? He fought Loner Kavanaugh, who's a good prospect. And then he fought Cody Durden. So Jose Ochoa is a good prospect. I said contender, but I meant prospect. I don't know, man. I'm leaning towards Ochoa here, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like I don't know, man. If he doesn't get him out of there, I feel like there's gonna be some fuckery here. We're gonna see like a Prado situation right here again. But I think I'm gonna go with Jose Ochoa.
I'm gonna go with Ochoa, and the fact that who has the better striking here, Ochoa does. Let's not make a single mistake about it. So Azu was in a situation with Manel Kape, and Manel Kape is like top 5 now. He's like top guy. Was if my boy doesn't go sick, what's the guy that beat? Oh man, the guy that Royval. Forgot his name though. Wow, holy
Joshua
shit,
Van, bro.
that's crazy. Forgot Joshua Van, but like he doesn't get that opportunity, and he got it. Now, what I'm going to say is I don't like how Asu behaved against Kape, because it just showed you that if this man can't take you down, he has nothing. And that's what happened in that fight. So Ochoa taking this fight is looking at that and it's like, okay, well, like I'm going to have to, I just feel that if he cannot defend the takedown, he doesn't take this fight. So I'm going to go with Ochoa. I think Ochoa keeps it on the foot. Azu takes him down. Ochoa gets back up, and then starts to apply the pressure, and we see that kind of dancing he makes. And I think I'm actually betting Ochoa money line right fucking now, baby. Let's go.
Right on. We're both going with Jose Ochoa to get it done. We'll see what happens, man. I think this does go. I don't know. I gotta look at a little closer, but yeah, I like Ochoa here. It's crazy that the odds have it even. I thought he was gonna be a dog, but it has him at a -110. Interesting. So Almabayev's good, man.
I just picked him up at a -108. I'm sticking with 108. I'm sticking with that.
Yeah, it's minus
but also
money.
Loner Kavanaugh is an issue, bro. Loner Kavanaugh is good.
Yeah. Next up, we have Shara Magomedov taking on Marc-Andre Barriault. You look at Barriault, he's 17-9-0 and is 2-5 last, beating Bruno Silva via KO. I mean, brutal KO, right? He hit him in the. I think he elbow him in the head, right?
Yeah.
He elbowed him in the head, right? And he had him on the ground for some time. He had that big dent in his head, man. It was concerning. But Bruno Silva hasn't looked like himself ever since that Weidman fight, man.
No.
Magomedov is 15-1-0 and is 4-5 last, losing to MVP via unanimous decision, where the footwork and the striking style was difficult for Magomedov to kind of, do anything with, right? MVP's that guy, man. His movement and his stance is tough for a lot of people, the way he blitzes in, he moves out, he's long, he's tall. Barriault is a durable brawler, right? He's known for his high volume striking. Prior, he has been KO'd in the past, but prior to that, he was finishing people. But he's a bit reckless. He has been KO'd. His chin has been touched. You look at Bullet, he's a solid kickboxer. He has one eye. He has incredible striking. Like I mentioned, he couldn't figure out the movement or range up against MVP, and that's what cost him the fight. He has solid takedown defense, and even when he does get taken down, he has a good stand-up game. He doesn't wrestle. I don't think he's ever shot for a takedown. He has a solid chin. He's creative. He has versatile striking. I think Magomedov gets it done here, man. I think Andre Barriault's one of those guys that he either, after the first round, he either, wilts, fades, and he's likely to get knocked out, man. I think Magomedov gets the KO here.
And he hasn't looked as sharp as he has before, right? Like let's let's face it. Like my guy Magomedov is a little bit of a challenge here. That being said, I'm going with Magomedov, and I'm going under 2.5.
Okay, there you go. Under 2.5. What's that? Like a minus?
Minus 1 to 165.
Yeah, there you go.
I like it.
Next up, we have Peter Yan taking on Marcus Mcghee. Yan is 18-5-0 and is 2-5 last, beating Davidson Figueiredo via unanimous decision at UFC Macau. Mcghee is 10-1-0 and is 5-5 last, beating Jonathan Martinez via unanimous decision. Yan is the former bantamweight champ. He has really good boxing, solid technique, solid takedown defense and offense. He has really good wrestling. He averages more than one takedown a fight. This is a 3-round fight. Mcghee, you look at Mcghee, he is a powerful striker with solid takedowns. He also has solid takedown defense, and once on the ground, he searches for submissions. He can scramble well. He's fast. Up against Jonathan Martinez, he was taking damage to the leg, right? Jonathan Martinez was landing those leg kicks. He was unable to do anything beyond that. He was chewing up his legs, though. I think in this fight, it's going to be interesting because you have a 35-year-old prospect, right? He's ranked number 12. He's going up against a top 5 in Peter Yan, who, you look at his record, right? Like, look at his last 5, right? Prior to Yadong Song, who did he beat prior to Yadong Song? I forget. Who did he lose? Who did he lose to prior to Yadong Song?
All former champions.
It was all former champions, right? It was O'Malley, Aljamain Sterling. I was more so asking which fight was that. I don't know if that was Sterling or
I think it went Sterling. Yeah, it went Sterling. Split decision 3 years ago. Then he fought O'Malley, which
he won. I think he won
right?
that fight.
He won. And then you had Dvalishvili that it was
Dvalishvili. But even then, though, how many takedowns did he stop from Dvalishvili? I think he shot over 20, right? He stopped a bunch of those takedowns. He looks good on the feet. I think this fight's going to be interesting. It's 3 rounds. I think that favors Yan more because he has been in a lot of 5-round main events, right? This is a 3-round fight. I think Yan gets it done here, man. I think the experience, his championship experience. The thing is, though, Mcghee is powerful. He does have good striking, so the possibility is there. But I think Yan is going to get it done.
Dude, I 100% agree with you. I'm going to go with Peter Yan. I think this is too much of a step up in competition. I think, when they assess these rankings, Peter Yan said, I want to fight. And he said, brother, there's, all the guys are taken right now, brother. There's nothing we could do, brother. He said, bro, give me a fight. I'm like, yo, we got Mcghee. They said, yes, brother. It doesn't matter. Abu Dhabi. He also wants to fight in Abu Dhabi, right? So,
he wants to stay active, right? Because they're giving Sandhagen the chance at the title. And then what happens if he wins this fight? I'm assuming it's going to be him and Umar or him and Sean O'Malley. But then he said he's not interested in Sean O'Malley anymore. So
no, I think fuck Sean, bro. Nobody, like, the thing is, why the fuck would you, unless it's a guaranteed title shot, like, hey, Yan, you got to fight Sean O'Malley. Like, I see the UFC even going to this guy and Dvalishvili and being like, bro, go up. Could he go up? But he's not gonna go up. He's comfortable, and now he's finishing guys, bro. He finished O'Malley. I'm gonna go with Peter Yan. Peter Yan takes this however he wants, bro. Like, Mcghee is quick, fast, and technical, but man, Peter Yan is a pressure fighter, and we're gonna get a crazy Peter Yan, like pushing the pace forward, going in. And the one thing to take into consideration of this particular fight is that the one thing in common with all these fights is that Peter Yan has been fighting 5-round fights. So
What I say.
now you're putting this guy in a 3-round fight. So now you increase his, his sickening, his madness. So I'm gonna go with Yan, man.
Yeah,
Yan
and
is involved in that.
I think this is a good spot to live bet because he is a minus 370, and then he kind of starts slow, Peter Yan. So if he drops the first round to Mcghee, the odds are gonna shift, and I think that's where you could smack the money line and get better odds at that. So I'm gonna look to live bet. So we'll probably be live on X with that, right?
Yeah, I put a. I'm not. I might do live betting on this. You're right, but what
Yeah,
I was gonna say was number 3 versus number 12. So we have a situation similar to Royval and Van here. By the way,
yeah, that's true. Good point. Good point.
Wow.
Next up, we have our main event. We have Robert Whittaker taking on Rene de Ritter. Whittaker is 26-8-0 and is 3-5, last losing to Hamzat Chimaev via submission, via that face crank that had his teeth pop out. De Ritter is 22-0 and is 4-5, last beating Bo Nickel via KO. Whittaker, Bobby Knuckles, former champ. He's well-rounded. He has great striking. He has good wrestling, good movement. He utilizes his footwork to move in and out of the pocket. He has solid takedown defense at 81%. He throws a beautiful, powerful leg kick. So he has that signature 1-2 combo, right? When he lands the left hook and then he follows it up with the head kick. Yeah, man. What more can you say about Robert Whittaker, right? We all love Bobby Knuckles. You look at the side of De Ritter since he's came into the UFC. Every fight he's been the underdog, right? Like he fought against, Gerald Mearshot was supposed to be two jiu-jitsu nerds going at it. He ended up getting the submission there. He got the finish there. Then he went up against Kevin Holland, who was a striker at middleweight. He obviously was bigger than Kevin Holland. He immediately grabbed the single leg, took him down to the ground, got him out of there as well. And then they put him up against Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel looked incredibly smaller than him, right? Bo Nickel looks kind of small for a middleweight, I would say, right?
Yeah.
He looked small, and he was able to get in the clinch, hit him with the body shot, and put him out of there via KO. So, 3 different matchup, 3 different style of fighters, and now he's going up against somebody who has good footwork, who has good, decent wrestling, who has the speed in Whittaker. So I want to put that out there. But when you look at the Ritter, he's world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's aggressive. You look at his record, he's 22-0. His only 2 losses are to the same guy, and that guy is Anatoly Malkin, who's a 3-division champ in one, right? He's a heavyweight champ, he's a light heavyweight champ, and he's a middleweight champ. And, in his last loss, Anatoly was able to target the body, overwhelm him, put a pace on him, and, ultimately get him out of there. So, this is an interesting fight, man. My lean right now is towards De Ritter. I think De Ritter's frame, his body, his size is big for middleweight. Like, he poses a lot of issues for a lot of guys. And I don't know, man. Like, I want to hear what you think and where you're going.
Man, Bobby Knuckle, I don't want to say he's the gatekeeper of that division, but he's definitely the gatekeeper of the top 5. And he's so good at fighting. Right? I think he's amazing. And his last couple of fights are DDP, current champion Izzy, which he gave Izzy kind of a little bit of a problem on the second fight. Like it wasn't a problem. It was just chess. That's why it was like it was boring as fuck. A lot of people called it. I like the fact that he showed very good perseverance against Paulo Costa. I like that because it shows you that he could take a punch. Right? Similar to Joe Romero. So he hasn't lost that. 34 years old. Now, he was supposed to fight Hamzat, fought Ikram. There's leagues and bout levels to this. The Hamza fight exposes something. Does De Ritter go in and take him down and do all this different stuff? I think that's what we're betting on, right? I think Bobby gets it done. I think Bobby is the pick here. Bobby's able to dance. He's able to do all this thing. Where I'm concerned is that De Ritter has improved on his striking, right?
He has a good jab. He has a good jab.
He has a good jab. He has good reach. You're dealing with a 4.5 reach advantage, and then you have the issue 4.5. No, 5. No, is it 5? Yeah, it's 4.5, and then you add an extra 6 inches. So you're dealing with like 8.5 reach, right? Um, I'm gonna go with Bobby, man. I still, if Bobby comes in with the footwork, gets it done. How does the Ritter get this done? I think in the first or second round, if he's gonna get it.
I think when you look at Bobby's losses, like to Duplessis, Bobby fights well when he's able to move in and out. He utilizes the range and his footwork and his speed, right? But what Dricus Duplessis did was he was able to close the distance, get that wrestling going, take him down, and kind of fluster him and overwhelm him. So when you close the distance on Bobby, and you don't let him use that footwork, use that range to set up his combinations, he kind of struggles. And we saw that with Hamza. Hamza wasn't playing. He immediately rushed in, closed the distance, got the takedown, submit him. Now, does the Ritter do that? Not necessarily. What I see the Ritter doing is I don't see him shooting for the takedown immediately, but I do see him getting in the clinch, throwing some knees to the body, and then finding the fight, finding a way to bring this fight down to the ground. I don't think he shoots a single leg like he did with Kevin Holland immediately. I don't think he does what Hamza Chimaev did, but he does. I do think that he does close the distance. He utilizes his length at first, and then he gets his reads, and then he closes the distance, gets some knees to the body, finds a way to bring this fight to the ground, and then starts working there and looks for a finish. But yeah, I think if this fight goes long, lean towards Whittaker, because we haven't seen how the Ritter's cardio looks in the UFC, right? Like how it looks in in a 5-round fight. But under 3.5, the Ritter over Whittaker. So it's gonna be interesting, man. After the first round, how the live betting is gonna look. But I'm gonna go with the Ritter here. I think he gets it done. I think his frame, his body, his size, it's a problem for a lot of people in the division.
And I want to say something. The thing is, like the RDR entered into a territory where this is his first official tough guy. Like when in top 5, and I don't repeat myself here, but Bo Nickel, we got to see where Bo Nickel's at, right?
Well, Bo Nickel, I think DC put it best. I think Bo Nickel talked himself into the tougher fights, right? Because he was like calling out Hamzat, he was saying all this in the UFC. All right, we're gonna give you somebody, right? So I think Bo Nickel, as you mentioned, he's not there. He needs to work on his striking. He needs to, I think one of the things you also mentioned too, and when we broke him down last time out, is that he's the top dog in his gym, right? He doesn't have anybody challenging him, right? So when you're the top dog, you have that confidence, correct?
AKA wherever he has an AKA facility.
Yeah.
Wherever he's at. Yeah. Sorry, not American Top Team. Sorry. And he probably has guys in there. I like Bobby Knuckles, man. I think Bobby Knuckles gets it done. And I mean, what could happen, bro? It's like the one thing that I'll give De Ridder is, bro, he's massive. Like this guy is like, when he's coming down like hard. So, I feel like a heavyweight versus when we got to see Bo Nickel, a heavyweight versus a welterweight. That's what I felt.
Yeah. It's yeah. I think we often talk about value, and I think the value is there for De Ridder at a plus 150. It's enticing to me.
That's there. Like this is I already put my bet on Bobby. I got Bobby by money line. I think Bobby takes it. I think Bobby's going to come in with the footwork and he's going to dance.
Yeah, possibility.
Yeah, I just didn't like how, and it's a different fight, but the Gerald fight. Also, De Ridder has been active, very active. 8 months. He fought. Well, I mean, he's fought what, like he's about to fight his 5th time in a year. That's 2 months in between each fight too. So that's pretty good. Or it could be a little bit of an issue, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna see how he looks. We're gonna see if he can make weight, because he is big. This guy is massive. But Bobby, wish you the best, brother. And
and you look at Bobby Knuckles, like look at his last 5, right? Like Marvin Vettori, he beat him via unanimous decision, but it's Marvin Vettori, right? Like we just talked about him, right? How he doesn't have the sense of urgency. 2022, he beat him. He lost to Dricus Duplessis,
which he was winning. He was winning the first round,
and then he beat Paulo Costa, and then he beat a one-day, an individual, Nick Kramalaskrov, who flew across the country to beat, KO'd him, and then he loses to Hamzat. So, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see if we get Bobby Knuckles of the old.
I love it, brother.
Yeah, well, there you have it. I'm going with De Ridder. You're gonna go with the Robert Whittaker. Yeah, it is what it is, man. I am rooting for Bobby, but I think De Ridder gets it done, man. I think he's up there. but I could be wrong. I have been wrong before. We have been wrong before, so we'll see what happens. There you have it. There is our full card breakdown. Make sure you follow us on X. Make sure you smash the subscribe button. You smash the like, show some love. We're not charging you anything. We're not asking for anything. We will put out our bets, our picks towards the end of the week. We kind of like to wait towards the weigh-ins to finalize our bets and to put them out to you guys, because sometimes these guys, they be on some bullshit, right? Shout out to our boy Chitty, right? So sometimes they be on some bullshit. So
Yeah.
we want to be a little cautious with that. We try to get him out early, like he was making bets already, and then we put him out later on. So it is what it is, man. Any parting words?
No, man, it's gonna be a good fight. Also, time is gonna be a little bit earlier too, which is cool, right?
It's gonna be 9 a.m. for me. Yeah,
Yeah, 9 a.m. Yeah. I like these cards. Like
it's good for a Saturday, right? You watch it early in the morning
Yeah.
and you have your day to do stuff. So I like it as well.
I like this card. It's gonna be a good card, champ. But I'll see you Saturday.
Yeah, there it is, guys. Make sure you love what you love. You do what you do. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.